In the last 4 months, there has been an increase in the use of sea platforms by Russian occupiers, Dmitry Pletenchuk, spokesman for the Ukrainian Naval Forces, said on air at Novostilive. Answering a question about the situation with enemy missile carriers in the Black Sea, he noted that the situation has now returned in principle to that stable state when there are no ships at all at sea. No naval carriers were used tonight. However, overall, if we take the last 4 months, there has been a slight increase in the use of naval platforms compared to previous months, Pletenchuk said. At the same time, the speaker added he cannot say that the situation in the Black Sea Fleet has changed in any fundamental way. The ships are still based in Novorossiysk, and yes, of course, it is more difficult for them to use carriers in that location. There are, of course, some difficulties with this, but in any case, the so-called Black Sea Fleet has 8 such carriers as of now. And of course, we also take this threat into account, he noted. Ukraine is now expected to launch a large-scale attack on platforms in the Black Sea. In addition, the Crimean Bridge is also one of the main targets. Captain First Rank of the Ukrainian Navy Reserve Pavlo Lakiychuk said that the Ukrainian Defense Forces are gradually approaching the Crimean Bridge, destroying Russian air defense systems. According to him, Ukraine is trying to break through a corridor in the enemy's air defense in order to attack the bridge with a large number of missiles and drones. According to him, Ukraine is trying to break through a corridor in the enemy's air defenses in order to attack cities with a large number of missiles and drones. The Ukrainian Defense Forces have not yet reached the Crimean Bridge. However, it is obvious that they are getting closer to it. Every time Ukrainian weapons strike Russian airfields in occupied Crimea, Belbek, Novofedorovka, Saki, Dzankoy, as well as launchers in Tarkankut and Fiolent, this means that our defense forces are once again breaking through a corridor in the Russian air defense in Crimea, Lakiychuk noted. In addition, he emphasized the Ukrainian armed forces are constantly working to destroy Russian air defense in the temporarily occupied Crimea in order to carry out attacks deep into the peninsula. This is a local operation. When these objects are hit, it means that in a week, and perhaps even sooner, Ukrainian drones and missiles will fly much further, the expert added.
Video footage has been released, capturing explosions following Israel's massive air raids on Iran's government and military facilities in capital Tehran on Monday. Videos circulated in social media platforms have been shot by local residents. The Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, reported on Monday that its latest wave of attacks aimed at harming Iran's military capabilities. Israel's Air Force fighter jets in cooperation with the Intelligence Directorate attacked Iran's military headquarters, missile and radar production facilities, and missile storage infrastructure in the Tehran and nearby areas. Israel reportedly fired more than 100 rounds of ammunition at Tehran in the past 2 hours. The IDF reported that more than 50 warplanes struck military and production facilities in Tehran. Defense Minister Israel Katz described Monday's strikes on Tehran as unprecedented.
این سپاه دیلمانه.
میدون سپاه همین الان، میدون سپاه کرش همین الان. وای دم خونه خالی نه. وای
واسه می اومد پایین به قول ببین اصلا یعنی
کجا رو دادن؟
Israeli airstrike on Monday hit Iran's notorious Evin prison in capital Tehran. Iran's judiciary confirmed attacks on Evin prison, saying projectiles hit the prison and caused damage to parts of the facility. But the situation is under control, according to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps-affiliated Fars news agency. Local residents shared images on social media of the road leading to the courthouse and the Evin prison after Israeli attacks. According to reports, the missile strikes caused serious damage to the prison's surroundings. Iran international news outlet reported the strike hit the entrance gate to the prison, apparently to allow prisoners to escape. Being a fortified complex, Evin prison serves for incarcerating political prisoners, human rights activists and others. Meanwhile, the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, said the military carried out air strikes on Iran's Fordo nuclear site on Monday, following strikes launched on the facility by the U.S. on Sunday morning. The IDF said it did so in order to obstruct access routes to the site.